What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Muzzy McGee, and welcome to another episode of Muzzy Makes Music. Okay, and today's the first day I was able to upload. Well, not upload. I was able to comment in the section some of the products that I use. So if you want to help support the channel, use those products. Again, like I said before, I don't advertise things I don't use. Stuff that I use, it's not that I use like once and be like, yeah, it's a cool thing to have. No, the stuff that I use, like these Tordex picks, these Dead Dodo strings, like I use them every day, clearly. And those are the ones I use products that I would gladly go out and purchase myself. So yeah, these links are available to the United States users, and these are just Amazon affiliate links. So for those of you who would like to purchase things, yeah, for those of you who do shopping on Amazon anyway, it's already there. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I hate doing this stuff. I hate selling products. I don't think it's really boring to me. So we're gonna get right into this. We're gonna start with the, yesterday we did the warm-ups at 75 beats per minute. We're gonna do them at 85 beats per minute today. Then we're gonna do obviously the sweep picking warm-up at 85 beats per minute again today. Then we're gonna get right into the scales. And then after the scales, as I promised yesterday, I didn't put this book up here because the book is outdated. So I can't in good conscience put up a book of chords. The scale book that I've recommended on there is the Guitar Grimoire. The book is like $28-30, something in that region, and it's a great book. I think everyone should have it. And if you buy it, I use it. So there are going to be some times where I'm going to go over, like next week, for instance, when we start getting into the modalities, and not next week, but in the next couple of weeks, maybe more towards the month of July, we get into the modes of the major scales. Understanding how it works is going to be important, and I use this book because this book explains it clearly and easy for me personally. And so we're going to get into those details later. So anyway, yeah, the book I use religiously, the strings and the picks, and obviously I put up an amp. The amp that I use is an orange amp. It's a tiny amp. It's called a Micro Terror. It's awesome for small use. And the one that I put up there isn't exactly the same model I have, because it's the one that is orange, and my orange model amp I got a special edition one. It is all black, and they are apparently out of them. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to get right into this, guys. Let's go right to the metronome, the online Google metronome that we've been using all the time, because I can't seem to find my metronome. We're going to do all these at 85 beats per minute, and then we're going to do the scales at 95 beats per minute, as we always have, and that will change mid-July when we go up to 100. And then it'll change the end of the summer, probably around the end of August, to about 105 beats per minute. Okay. The idea isn't trying to play the scales the fastest. It's trying to just get comfortable with playing in that mid range. Okay. Get real comfortable playing in that mid range. Faster and slower stuff's important, but it's really important to nail down technically. And with the pick, like I said, I changed my grip because of people. Playing faster has been more difficult. In sweep picking, they're saying that it's better when you grip the pick like this as opposed to like this, which is normally like, well, this the way I hold it. And so now I'm learning how to grip it like this so I can play a little bit faster. I don't know. We'll see. In any case, let's get right to it. We're at 85 beats per minute. We're going to start with the alternate picking, then the spider alternate picking, followed by the tapping, and then we're going to do the sweep picking exercise right into the scales. And then we're going to go into the C major and C minor chords. Again, we're going to do that for about 5 minutes or so. And then we're going to go from the C major, C minor chords right into the Soul Blues guitar backing track, which is the one of 2 guitar backing tracks that we have used. As of tomorrow, I will have put up at least 2 or 3 more playlists regarding backing tracks and blues and jamming, things like that, for different key signatures. And it's just stuff that we'll be able to use to go over the next few weeks, because we've been doing our practice sessions, or our jam sessions and our improv sessions in the key of A major. And I think it's important that we have to jump from different key signatures to make sure that we're nailing down everything that we can as far as improv goes. And part of that is understanding and learning how to change between different key signatures. So without further ado, let's get started right on these scales today, guys, or these warm-ups. And then we're going to go right to the scales, and then the chords, and then the improv. All right? Let's get after it today, guys. We've got 100%, 100% of 100% of 100%. Let's go. Alternate picking, 85 beats per minute from the 1st to 16th fret. Now the spider picking from the 1st to the 16th fret at 95 beats per minute. Now we're going to do the alternately tapping from the 1st to the 16th fret at 85 beats per minute. Okay. All right, we're going to turn the volume down here, be respectful of the neighbors. And we're going to turn this, now we're going to keep this at 85 beats per minute because we're going to go right into the sweep picking exercise. Again, the grip's changed for me, or I've changed my grip, so it's going to be a little rough, like a dog, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see how it sounds, okay? That is burning my hands off. Oh my goodness. We're going to try to mix it up over the next couple of weeks. I have 2 or 3 exercises that I know. This is one of like the 2 or 3 that I know. Try to mix it up. So tomorrow I think we'll do it at 95. And I think every time when we reset from going to 95 back to 75, we're just going to do that for a long time. Well, not for a long time, for at least the summer, so we can get comfortable with the grip. And because you want to be able to play it. But like I said, the idea of sweep picking is being able to play each and every single note while you are sweeping the guitar with your pick. You are literally doing this motion. So you have to do that, and in conjunction with that, you have to make sure that each note like sounds independently of the other ones. And if you don't play it correctly, the notes bleed into one another. So it sounds like you're playing a chord as opposed to individual notes. Although you are technically speaking making a chord, the quickness of the chord, the way that you're holding on each string, makes it more of individual notes. The way that you're picking it gives you like it should be the sweeping feel. I've changed my grip, and now I'm learning how to do this exercise because I'm told that this learning this is it's a time consuming activity just to learn how to sweep pick, but it's a fun trick to have in the bag for improv. And as long as we're doing these, we're also going to be working on. I'm going to be doing maybe one a week. We'll say one a week of an Instagram influencer who puts up a bunch of exercises, because exercises are good for us. They help us expand on our knowledge. So we're going to work on some of those. Recommend to other people different guitarists and musicians that you can follow that will help with you getting better. And we're going to get the ideas. We're getting better together. Okay. So we're going to get right here into these scales at 95 beats per minute. I'm going to do 95 beats per minute. Okay. Now I'm going to get out my book again. What book is that, ladies and gentlemen? You got it. It is the Guitar Grimoire. Okay. So the book I have recommended. I swear by this book. There are a lot of really cool, charts and exercises, plus the beginning of the book, as I'll show you, and you'll see this later. There are a lot of explanations as to how to read the charts, as to what they mean, this, that, and the other. And so if you get this book, you can follow along with me. And in the meantime, like I said before, I wanted to put up a bunch of stuff, a bunch of shorts on these things. The problem is I don't know what I can and can't say as far as, because I don't want to, for lack of a better thing, piss off the people who hold the copyrights. So I'll have to email them, see what I can and can't put up. I would imagine if I'm recommending this book, that maybe I have a little liberty as to what I can and can't do, but I wouldn't. I need to look into it more before I start posting it. That's why I haven't posted it. So with that being said, last week we did the C flat major, the C major, and the C sharp D flat major. So today we're going to do the D major, the E flat major, and then the E major. And then afterwards, we've gone through all of the scales. We've literally gone through all of the major scales. And then afterwards, we're just going to do all the major scales in whatever positions we want. We're going to pick a day, and we're going to pick a scale that we're going to do. And then we're going to do that scale for about 5 minutes in every single position. And then the other idea is to start to memorize which scales are the different modes of these scales. And once we know that, then I'm gonna try to figure out how we can do a flashcard situation where I can flash F, let's say hypothetically let's say A Lydian scale, and you have to know, okay, A Lydian scale, 5th position, and then you have to play that 5 times over, and then it'll be like D Mixolydian scale, and then you have to play that 5 times over in the let's say 7th position, and so we're gonna try to figure that out. So it'll be like a game of you just going back and forth, because once you know all the major scales, there are 7 modes that go with those major scales. Again, you got to get the book so I can explain to you what is and what isn't, okay? So let's go right now to the scales. Like I said, we're going to do I said D, E flat, and E. Okay, D, D flat, and E, and I have to remind myself again. I don't know why I put spec here. I have to remind myself again which ones they are. And again, you'll notice that the patterns are identical. They're just played in different parts of the fretboard, and we call those positions. Once you know all the first 7 patterns, those first 7 patterns apply to all those 7 major scales. Okay, and it applies to all the major tones, all the modes of those major scales. Again, this is things I'm going to have to show you when we get more people to follow the channel, and hopefully, pick up these books using my promo code, which is really gross because I hate this. I hate trying to sell stuff. But in order for me to keep the channel going, either people have to subscribe or I've got to push product. You know how that goes. And unfortunately, I do not like this. This is why I would never be good in sales, because I don't sell products I don't use personally. I would never recommend something to somebody that I didn't use. It's feels gross, right? Even hawking products that I use feels kind of gross. Yeah, I'd be a terrible salesman. Anyway, I use this book every day. This book's awesome. So we're doing the D, E flat, and E major scales today at 95 beats per minute, as we've been doing all the scales. So we've changed our grip up. Not going to be too much judging. There are going to be mistakes that are made. Okay, we're just going to push on through. Okay. It's the first position of the E major scale. Now we're going to the second position of the E major scale at 95 beats per minute. And I turned the volume way too low on that one, so we're going to turn this up just a hair. There we go. Third position of the E major scale at 95 beats per minute. Fourth position of the E major scale at 95 beats per minute. Fifth position of the E major scale at 95 beats per minute. Sixth position. Yep, sixth position of the E major scale, 95 beats per minute. All right, seventh position, the E major scale, 95 beats per minute. And finally, the eighth position of the E major scale at 95 beats per minute. All right, now we're going to go right into the, I said E, that was D, wasn't it? I sure did. No, I think it was D sharp, C sharp, D flat. Oh, discombobulated again. Holy Yep, that was D major scale. I said E flat major. That was dumb. Okay, that whole thing was D major. Now we're doing E flat major followed by E major. Okay? Wow. Let's see what the is. Yep. Oh, wait. Is it the one or the two? Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. Okay. First position, E major, 95 beats per minute. Second position, E major, 95 beats per minute. Third position, E major scale, 95 beats per minute. Third position, or fourth position. Fourth position. Fourth position, E major scale, 95 beats per minute. Fifth position, E major, 95 beats per minute. Sixth position, the E major, 95 beats per minute. Seventh position of the E major scale, 95 beats per minute. And finally, eighth position of the E major scale at 95 beats per minute. And now, finally, we're going to go, I want to say it's the E sharp, but I've been confusing these the entire time because I am, what's the word? Discombobulated. There we go. There we go. Oh, my goodness. That was E flat major scale. Of course, I'd call it E, and it was actually E flat major scale, and now we're going to the E major scale. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the definition and prime example of what it means to be completely discombobulated or out of sorts. All right, now we are on the E major scale. The first one was D major, second was E flat major, and the third one is E major. Okay, we're gonna get this at some point. Woo. Mistakes will be made. Okay, cool. Second position of the E major scale, flat, E major scale, 95 beats per minute. Third position, E major scale at 95 beats per minute. Fourth position, E major scale, 95 beats per minute. Fifth position, E major scale, 95 beats per minute. Sixth position, E major scale, 95 beats per minute. And seventh position of the E major scale, 95 beats per minute. And finally, the seventh position or the eighth position of the E major scale, 95 beats per minute. And that will do it for the scales this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to turn this off because I'm going to show you something real cool real quick before we get into these chords. All right, and this is what I keep trying to tell you guys. It's important to understand the chord or scales and their structure. You can play the same, identically, the exact same finger patterns for every major scale just by moving yourself up one spot on the fretboard. So for instance, I want to play that's F, F sharp. G. G sharp. A. A sharp. B. B sharp. C. You get it? You can do them all. That's why once you learn the patterns and you understand how scales work, you understand the basic building blocks of scales and how those 12 major tones are given their names of importance, and that 7 tone scales, like the major scales and minor scales, 7 of those tones have been given major importance out of those 12 tones. And the 13th tone being the octave, then we can move on. So I haven't added this to our group yet because this book is so old. It's probably taught back in school. My mom's taught in school because my mom is a dinosaur. Don't tell her I said that, so I can get in trouble. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna use this book, and if I find a book that is similar to this one, again, you clearly cannot buy these books for what is the price. Can you see that? $3.95. You clearly cannot buy books for that price anymore. This book is probably from the 50s or 60s or 70s or something like that. Ooh, copyright 1971. Good year. Good year. Good year. Good year. Years, decades before I was born, for sure. All right. We're going to go with C major. We're just going to play through some of these C major chords. Again, I'm going to try and post some of this stuff. I want to. I just don't know how much I can and cannot post without getting in trouble. Mel Bay and Carl Fisher, who put out this book, those are big time publishing companies, and they're not just, well, big time or small time that you can get in some trouble with copyright stuff. So I'm not trying to get into all that. I'm just trying to play. All right. So let's get to it. Start with C major. Okay. Wait, what is it? Oh. Oh, it's the fourth. were the inside chords. There were only 3 of these. So there. Now the rhythm chords. And then the bottom 4 strings, okay? It's 11, nope, it's 12. All right, now we're going to go right into the C minors, okay? C minor chords. Now we're going to do the inside chords. Now the rhythm chords. All right. And now into the bottom four, and then we're going to get right into the improv, okay? All right, we're going to get right into these scales, into these this improv. We're going to go over the improv. We're going to do that about 2 times tonight. So I talked way too much, and we have not been able to do this as quickly as I'd wanted to. Normally our sessions are going to go about an hour and a half starting next week, I'm going to say. It'll be about an hour and a half. And I may add another 15, 20 minutes to work on 2 things. One will be either a YouTuber's or YouTuber Instagram guitar influencer, guitar coach or teacher. We'll work on one of those licks, or we'll work on a cover song that I'm working on for the week. I have a bunch of cover songs I'd like to put up there, but because they're very technical, I have not completed any of them, the harder ones. So I was thinking I'll probably start off with something simple. For me, I'm not saying simple, because technically speaking, nothing, depending on where you are as a player, nothing is really simple. But the idea is I might start with either something from Blink-182 that are just power chords and little melodies and power chords, and I might do some stuff with Weezer. And then I'll move into more technical stuff like, I don't know, let's say Van Halen, John Mayer. I'll work on some licks for him. Polyphia. I've got a couple Polyphia riffs in the bag. They are extremely complicated because they are 15, 20, not 15, 20, but there's like 2 or 3 extremely difficult guitar strumming and picking and techniques and mixed with pinch harmonics that you have to know how to do. Like, they're a very, very technical group, and they do it on purpose because that's the way he wants to play, which is fine. But incredible stuff there. So we're going to work on those. As of right now, we're going to get right into the slow blues guitar backing track. We're going to go over it twice today. Normally we go over it 4 times. And in the coming weeks, we want to do it about 5 times. So we get about 20, 25 minutes. I said 30 minutes, but we'll see how that works out. If we're working on other stuff, like other licks and things like that, it's going to be reduced to 25 minutes. Because learning guitar riffs, I think, is important for your progression as a guitar player. The whole goal of this is to be better at improv and learning licks and learning different chords and learning different styles of guitar play. They all help. So let's get into that real quick. If I can talk about the structure real quick, it'll be warm-up, it'll be scales, and then after warm-up, scales, chords, and then afterwards we'll either do new guitar licks or I'll work on a cover song that I'll post. Hopefully I'll be able to post whole covers entirely, but we'll work on it during these sessions. And then about 20, 25 minutes of improv. Okay? That will kind of be the breakdown for the next couple of months. Okay. Again, I haven't done a YouTube note yet, but we're going to do these YouTube notes soon. Like I said, today was the first day I was able to post my Amazon affiliate account up there. I've never done that before. You know, like I said, things will be done little by little. Later on this week, I'll have my Facebook and Instagram pages ready to go. And that should be it. I'm going to do YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook to direct people more here. I don't know if I really want to create a TikTok account because I might create a TikTok account in the future once this starts catching up, it'll be like really more of like a highlight thing where we cut things together and we'll put them up there. By we, I mean me, for the time being. And yeah, so let's get into this real quick. We're going to do the Soul Blues guitar backing track done by Backing Track TV. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that right now by clicking their subscribe button. Again, they are called Backing Track TV. The B in backing and the TV at the end are all capitalized. Okay, so let's get right into this today. This is the one I'm not very good at, so. Yee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us this evening. Thank you for
Google Pixel
joining
Beat.
us. Ooh, how do you pause and it still plays? That's crazy. That's cuckoo pants. All right, well, thank you for joining us today. Again, my name is Muzzy McGee. I'm sorry for all the talking that I did today. It must have taken at least 20 minutes. I'm going to put up notes so that I can do less talking. during the stream, and then we could just get straight to the material. And that way you see boom, 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 warm up, scales, chords, either guitar, Instagram influencer licks, and then or prepared pieces, or as they call them, cover songs. And then we will go right into the improv. The purpose of this channel is to get better at improv, and part of that is learning scales, chords, and other people's riffs. It just gives you more to your arsenal to add. As you can tell, I am noodling more or less than playing cool riffs, because I need to expand my vocabulary. That's something I need to work on. And I hope that the rest of you who have watched this will be able to show me or direct me to people who can make my dreams of learning more chords and more licks come true. Okay, so I can be better at this. Thank you guys for joining me in the stream. Again, my name is Muzzy McGee, and we will see you tomorrow on the next one. Okay, bye.